On August 16th, Judge Michael Kinney in Sacramento Superior Court ruled that the High-Speed Rail Authority abused its discretion by approving a funding plan that did not comply with the requirements of the law.
Yeah.
Yep. Now,
What does that mean?
well, here's what, let me explain it now. Backing up, first of all, the authority has been spending federal money and they're buying up land along the 99 for what's called the initial construction section. And this is this section, I've driven it, it's between Fresno to Madera. That's the first part that's going to be built. And I think it's going to be basically kind of a test track, test area, because it's a very short distance. I think it's 19 miles, but maybe it's 30 if you go a little bit farther. And the legislature has appropriated approximately $1 billion for this section. Okay, that's been done. However, Proposition 1A requires the authority to identify and build an initial operating section. It can be south or north, and they picked the south section, and that is going to be Bakersfield to Madera, to Merced, sorry, Bakersfield to Merced, and that's about 130 miles.
Okay.
Trains have to actually operate on this section, and they have to carry passengers. And it's estimated that that would cost $26 billion. Okay? That's the easiest, flattest section they can find. But Judge Kinney found that the authority had not identified the exact source of this $26 billion. All this authority said would be a mix of state, federal, and private funds. That's all they literally said. So where are they going to get the money? What's the timeline for the money? Who's going to give the exact amount of money? This is what the judge objected to. He also objected to the fact that the authority did not complete certification of completion of all the project level environmental requirements. So now on November 8th, the judge is going to issue remedies for his ruling against the authority. So in other words, the authority is going to present their remedies and we'll see if the judge goes along or not. It could be very simple, like here's our timetable, here's where we're going to get the money, here's what we're going to do. Or he could be stricter, but we don't know. So we have to wait till November 8th on this phase of that lawsuit. There's a second part of the lawsuit. And this part of the lawsuit is coming up for its first hearing on September 27th. And this phase explores the actual legality of the money that's being spent in Proposition 1A. Is the authority meeting the promises that we all voted on if you voted for it?
Yeah.
Such, can the train meet the 2-hour, 40-minute time frame from Los Angeles to San Francisco? Can they do it?
You may be thinking, can they go fast enough to do that?
Yeah, can they go fast enough to do that with the route that they take?
Can they do what they say they were going to do?
Can they do what they say they can do? They also said they would operate without a subsidy.
Right.
And this is very, very suspicious because of their, however they did the calculations on the ridership.
Right.
And so this is going to be a very, very interesting part of the second part of the lawsuit. So that's all that's happening. In the meantime, as Lillian is very well stated, we have to be vigilant as to the release of the draft EIR for agua, dulce, and acton, which as far as I know is going to be late in the year, if not later. But when it does come out, we have to be prompt and we have to respond to it very quickly.
Yeah, thanks.
I have a question. That's with regards to the subsidy thing. Isn't it true that there's like no high-speed rail or public train that does not run without a subsidy in existence today?
I'm sure that's true. I believe the initial calculations were for the train that went from Paris to Belgium to Brussels.
Yeah.
And Europe is totally different than here.
Right.
And they subsidize everything anyway. And the other trains are in China and Japan.
The other question is, on that, if they're making them adhere to what they said the funding was going to be, okay, as far as the disclosing everything, is there any talk about them adhering to the $8 billion price tag that they put on that proposition? I mean, as I recall, in that Proposition 1A, it said cost to taxpayers, $8 billion, I believe, is what the budget was. Now the budget is over 10 times that. Is anybody bringing up that particular?
They have to come up with new funding plans, and they've only come up with one. They have to come up with another funding plan just for this second phase here.
Okay.
And then they have to come up with funding plans for each section, and they have to identify the source, and it's always going to be federal money. That's what they're hoping to get. Because, but the legislature could vote more money, but the big source of it's got to be federal, and that's very questionable as well. But they have to do these funding programs, and they haven't done.
This is K&B's tract at 52nd Street West and Jade Court, just off of Avenue J. These are the models, and across the street you can see solar panels on the roof of these 11 homes. The inverters are in the garage, and they come standard on the homes because the city of Lancaster has said that they would like all the home builders to put solar saving panels on the roof. Achievement in reducing emissions. The AIRE Award presented to our guest today, Mr. Tom DePrima. And I'm here with Tom at one of his housing communities on the east side of Lancaster. Tom, what can you tell me about this great award?
Well, KB Home is extremely excited about winning this award. We've put a lot of focus into sustainability for a lot of reasons. You know, obviously, in foremost, it's one of the great things it's the right thing to do. It's great for the environment, but it's also very good for our customers. You know, we're taking home ownership to a whole nother level. Our homeowners today, they want to see the same technology they're seeing in their automobiles.
Sure.
They want to have that new smart technology. They want the efficiency. You know, new cars, clearly the sound is better, the ride has gotten better, you know, the efficiency has gotten better, and they want to see kind of that same new technology in their homes. More important, we're all cost savvy today. You know, we haven't fully recovered, and you know, affordability is very, very important to our customers. And we're trying to affordability can't just stop with the price of the home. It has to go from the beginning to the end. And you've got the mortgage side, but then you have all the back end costs. You've got your gas costs, you've got your electrical costs. And what we've started to focus in is if we can make these homes more affordable. We've taken a commitment as a company to build, so KB Home has this great commitment to build all our new homes to Energy Star standard. What does Energy Star standard mean? It means we're bringing in a third-party rating company to watch us build that home, look over our shoulder through the entire construction process. And at the end, they're going to go through and measure everything in that home and certify that it not only meets the minimum building standards, it's going to exceed those standards by 10 to 15%. What's great with that is you're getting a home, you know, so you've got a home that's being built to the minimum standards.
Sure.
It might be across the street.
Sure.
And no one's looking at it. They're just taking calculations and assuming the insulation was installed right, the ductwork was put in the right direction, that the ductwork's sealed and it's not leaking. If they're not really certifying that, you may not even be getting the minimum standards. For us, that's not good enough. We're actually having someone test the duct at the end, watch the installation going into the home, making sure everything is done correctly, making sure the polyseal got done correctly at the plate. So all those areas of infiltration that not only let heat and cold in, let heat and cold out, are not happening, so that home's performing at a very high level. You take our patented energy performance guide, much like the MPG, our EPG, lets the consumer walk into that home and see this particular home we're sitting in, a couple thousand square feet. The typical energy cost for this home would be about $279. Based on this home with the base 1.5 solar system that comes standard with this home, some of the LED lighting, the energy efficiencies built into this home was certified at 15% above the minimum standards and could be 50 to 60% higher and more efficient than a home built maybe as early as 8 years ago. Certified, real, dropping that energy cost down to $129. What could we do with $150 more for groceries, for other things in our life that maybe we weren't even
Soccer uniforms, Little League uniforms.
life, books for the kids, you know, just life
Yeah.
that we may not have thought about when we went in. And so
Sure.
we're trying to demonstrate that.